Hey everyone, so this is going to be a catch-up video since I didn't post Wars 4 and 5 at the time that we fought them. So this is us versus Old Driver and NT06. So in this first war, I'm going in Deathless, and so I really want to keep that up. My team today is going to be Overseer, who else? Onslaught, and Prowler. And I'm going to be going up section, I think it's section 1, path 6, and then path 7 for section 2. And then I have a mini boss. And what you see there is my screen was not feeling very smooth. And so I'm just kind of like moving the phone around some. Um, I think I'd come home from work or something like that. And I use a lot of alcohol, hand sanitizer, hand rub, and also a lot of washing my hands at work. For those who don't know, I'm a nurse in the operating room, so there's lots and lots and lots of hand scrubbing. So anyway, I'm putting on my boost here. Probably should have fast forwarded through this because it always takes me a while to put on my boost. But anyway, can I skip forward while doing voiceover? I don't even know. I don't think so. Nope, I'm clicking and trying and I can't. So you're just along with me for the ride as I decide if I'm going to move or not. Okay, here we go. Finally moving. So we've got this long shot. Really nothing scary here about him. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to go to Fate Seal, but because I'm pretty sure Overseer's not immune to Fate Seal. I think he's just immune to Stagger and Nullify. I could be wrong. But um, you know, even with that, because we're tactic, maybe his Incinerate wouldn't do anything, but I don't want to really deal with that. So my goal here is just to keep the slow up because Overseer does get buffs, and so even though he's tactic, you can trigger the Unstoppable while you're using him. I have found that out in previous wars last season, so you do have to keep an eye on your buffs when they expire and making sure that your opponent has a slow on them. So now, the way I like to play Overseer is taking him up to an SP2 and getting that Disorient on, because then you get bonus burst damage. Now, see there, I did trigger the Unstoppable, and Longshot was very kind and did not punish me or punish that special. So, yeah. Again, when you're using this tactic with champs that have buffs, um, it's not as easy breezy as when you're using a buff immune. I much prefer to use buff immune champs because it really just takes a lot of the challenge out of the tactic. That's why I love using Ant-Man. But we're not always going to be able to use Ant-Man. So in this fight, we're using Prowler. And part of me wanted to ask to use Jack for this because of a later fight, but we had Prowler, and I do have a rank 3 Sig 200 Prowler. I have not used him that much, but yeah, he is a very formidable champ. He's also Incinerate immune. So the nice thing about this fight here, I'm not going to place the Incinerate on Bishop because I don't want to Incinerate him. But the way Prowler gets his Furies, it's based off of the amount of power that you drain. And normally when you play him, I believe the way to play him is to get the opponent just under 2 bars of power. And that gives you 29, I think, Furies. But anyway, because of how Bishop doesn't drop his power until the special is done, you're able to push him to 2 bars, and then, yeah, the fight's already over before I can explain it. But you get your 30 Furies, you then falter the defender, and then throw your SP2 while faltered, and yeah, you do a lot of damage. That's probably a horrible explanation of how Prowler works, but it's the best I can do. So this fight here, I am going to speed up because I time out. And it's really unfortunate because a timeout counts as a death. So this onslaught here has a protection node where you got to knock him down. And the way I play Overseer, as I said earlier, is I like to go to SP2. And, you know, after this fight was over, and after, you know, I talked it over with my battle group war planner, he was thinking that I would know to just spam SP1s, so I have the protection down. So I did do an SP1 there, but that was mainly because I wanted to drop power so I could keep building up my little cosmic charges or gamma charges so that when I drop my SP2, I have more of them. Because then your cosmic phase, whatever it's called, is going to last a lot longer, so that means a lot more burst damage, you know, all of that. But anyway, the problem is that Onslaught is going to be in his protection mode a lot longer. And the other two things is that I can't reparry. I'm not good at that. If I do it, it's by accident. And so getting openings to knock down Onslaught is challenging outside of like the way that I'm currently playing. I'm also not confident in dexing his SP2. I know that there are a lot of tier 1 players that do a great job dexing it. I am not one of them. So it's something I should practice, but at the time of this fight, I had not practiced it enough, and so I didn't want to chance it. But you can see here that time keeps ticking, and I have not gotten him even halfway down. So in the back of my mind, I'm starting to get a little bit of anxiety going, all right, this fight is going so slow. Like, where's all my burst damage that I'm used to with Onslaught? I mean, not Onslaught, with Overseer. Like, why am I not doing any damage? And yeah, and there I get him down to like 33. I have a good run of some burst damage there, but he's not wanting to play with me, so more time's going. His protection's back up. I should have thrown the SP1 there. Instead of going for the SP2, because then I could have knocked him down sooner. Yeah. It's just so unfortunate, like, watching this back. I'm just watching with you guys. Not getting any openings. Protection is up. I'm trying to go in. He's dexing back. Again, I went for the SP2, and I timed out. So, I'm pretty livid. I'm upset. We were getting there, but it was just taking forever. And again, I should have played that differently. I should have been doing SP1s the whole time to keep that protection down as much as I could. Another option, I was thinking earlier about taking Jack, and I think I could have brought Jack instead of Prowler and used Jack for both that Bishop and the Onslaught fight. So that's something that I probably should bring up with my planner to think about as a possibility. I don't think there's anything on this node that would really prevent you from using Jack. So anyway, we're going back in, and we're gonna get this fight down, and I'm wanting him to throw his freaking special, and he's just not wanting to, and this is where it just kind of gets balls to the wall here. Like, this Onslaught was pissing me off and was not wanting to cooperate at all, and yeah, I was starting to worry that I was about to drop like a second death to him. So anyway, had to shake it off. We're moving on. Now we're on to this Attuma. This fight is a pretty good Onslaught fight. Your first, medium, and light don't make contact, nor does your heavy. The main thing here, and I think I might lose track of it once, is that, as he's building those hydration charges, he is eventually going to also become unstoppable, and I think that happens in this fight, if I'm not mistaken. So the way I like to do is to start the fight with holding my block. I managed to get a little cheeky intercept there. I I also really like to try to heavy counter his heavy. And then if I can get the spacing right, which I don't, heavy punishes SP1. So there, I throw my SP1. I want to get my as many of my little neuro shocks up. It seems to be moving really slow. What is going on here with this speed? I don't know, but I can't change anything about it now because I'm talking. Why is this going so slow? Well, I apologize. Anyway, so now we've thrown our SP2, we've converted those neuros into degens, and he's down. Alright, moving on. God, this is moving at a snail's pace. I'm going to stop and try to fix this. Alright, I think I fixed it. So anyway, now we're moving on to this bullseye fight. And again, Onslaught is really good for bullseye, even when you play sloppy, like I do. He's just so tanky. And so, oh god, I go through here and I buy some, I forgot that I recorded this. I'm so sorry. This is going to make this video so much longer than it needs to be. Oh god, I'm sorry y'all, I'm sorry. I didn't want to spend units, so here I am going in. You get to watch me buy potions. Come on. Buy your potions. Move on. Jesus Christ, Joey. Let's do this. The love of God. God. How can I stand myself when I play this game? I just move so slowly. Alright. So, the things you have to worry about, obviously, everything that comes with Bullseye, and also he will get Power Stings placed on us. I'm not super concerned about those Power Stings because I think that really all I'm going to have to do is throw one SP1, one SP2, and then the fight's going to be done. So, Power Stings won't be enough to do anything there. I start with a Power Start 1 so I can get my Neuroshocks up early, but then I think I do a pretty bad job of pausing those. Yeah. But the nice thing is that Onslaught's recovery from Bullseye's little shrugging of the stun is really good. I'm always able to block before he can launch into his doohickey, his SP1, where with other champs, I'm not able to. So yeah, I've only got 2 neuros up for this. 1 neuro, yeah, not great. But, you know, we have our power backs on. We're going to be able to throw another special here soon. Yeah, he keeps Xing out because I'm a dummy and I keep pushing him over bar power with my heavy. There I actually do get my extended pause. And I think all we have to do is just this one SP2. The reason I'm waiting there is because he still had his little evade thing up. Yeah, and now he's dead. Alright, so we finished up that war. And my terrible explanation of it. Oh, there's Egg. And now we're moving on to our next war. So this is against NT06. I'm not super familiar with them. But by this point, we are now number 3 in MCOC in war. So we're masters, and we're on the podium as of right now. Now, granted, it is still early in the season. But this is the highest I have ever been in this game in war. So, you know, as we continue on, the stakes are only going to get tougher and tougher. So here we are boosting again because I didn't edit this well enough ahead of time. So you're having to watch that. Our team today, we've got Wags for some pre-fights. Actually, I think I only use him once. And then I've got Ant-Man. Love my Ant-Man. And Beta Ray Bill. So Beta Ray Bill is going to make an appearance, which is great. So first up, we've got this Ebony Maw. Now, with this fight, the main thing is going to be about spacing and working on, keeping Ebony Maw knocked down so we can take down the protection, but also we want to keep his little falter counter deactivated. What's it called? His focus. We want him to break his focus. I do mess up with that a couple times where I just lose track. There I run right into a combo. Yeah, but because of the yeah, completely. I normally do that really well, but I just completely did not have myself set up, and I did not have myself set up there well either. Yeah, so starting this extremely bad. So anyway. We're going to get our spacing, and then we're going to throw a heavy right into falter. And so I'm like, what the fuck is happening with this fight? This is absolutely horrible. What I should be doing is just countering his SP1 with heavies to keep him knocked down and not trying any fancy shit. Like, I don't know what I was doing. Here we actually get the timing right, or the spacing, I mean. And yeah, this fight is a lot easier than I am making it out to be. That was not great fighting right there. Really bad gameplay. But we make it because Ebony Maw is not really a threat with that tactic, and Ant-Man is very tanky. So next we're moving on to this Beta Ray Bill fight. The reason there was a break in recording was that I needed to practice using Bill against Prowler. And so the key thing about Bill that's important for this fight is his grit buff, which he gets anytime he completes his heavy. You don't have to make contact with the defender, you just have to finish the heavy. And that's going to be important because Prowler is tactic and Bill is not. And so Prowler is going to get unstoppable passives whenever we have buffs that expire. So yeah. And I think I just throw on a PS1 there so that I can get to my SP2 quicker. The other thing with Prowler is that obviously, you cannot, what's the word I'm looking for? You cannot punish his specials, but you can punish his heavies. But because of the unstoppable heavies with this node, you have to make sure that you have your grit passive up when you're trying to do that. So it's just, it's a few things to keep track of here. And then, of course, with the precision passives that Prowler's going to get as a defender with the node, I think you run the risk of getting a lot more rupture damage. And then the way you want to play Bill, I think I totally try to punish this. Yep, I do. So the way you want to play Bill is you want to be throwing your SP1 and have those passive shocks expire during it. But yeah, I played him completely wrong in that fight, but we still got out of it. And I think that was my only Bill fight, so I wasn't super concerned with finishing with the full bar power. Now, Ant-Man, I have to have him healed up, so we had already taken care of that, fortunately, off screen. So where am I going next? Oh, so next I've got this these two Ant-Man fights, so Spidey Supreme and America Chavez. These, with Ant-Man, are nothing fights. Like, he just demolishes them. So you're going to see that here pretty quickly. I am going to switch over my class boost to my science ones. And then we're going to get rocking and rolling. Thank you if you have stuck around so far for this. Clearly, I'm already getting tired of talking about war. But I will do my best to stay on top of getting these videos up sooner, so I'm not covering 2 wars into one video, and that way I'm able to just knock it out and get it done. So, so here we go. Come on. And the big thing for me with this war was I really wanted to redeem myself after timing out the last war. And I know that that's not technically like, I mean, it's not really like dying, but still it counts as a death. So it just bums me out. In our alliance stats, it definitely counts as a death. Come here. So here with Ant-Man, I'm doing my usual rotation of SP1 into SP2. And then my heavies, of course, will add power stings, and my power stings the damage scales with the number of debuffs on the opponent. So these are going to be very potent power stings. But also, Spidey has like a tiny health pool, so anything's going to look like big damage against him. So that fight's down. Apparently I finished some objectives, and now we are moving on to America Chavez, our last fight of this war. Now, again, Chavez in any other meta can be quite a formidable defender. However, in this meta, she is a nothing burger because Withers will take down her little dimensions that she gets that give her her power gain when she throws her SP1. So even if she does things like this, like throws a heavy, the first wither you get is going to take it away. And I think she gets really heavy, like heavy happy here in a second. SP1, which is fine. We're going to throw our SP1. Now she needs to throw hers. Again, Wither takes that Utopian spell. Then she's going to throw another heavy. Alright, that's down. And now we're going to launch our SP2. We're going to put those 7 fatigues and turn them into poisons. So now we're just going to let those tick down. She's throwing heavies again, like it's nobody's business. But we don't care because we are still just ticking her down with those poisons. I mean, those are doing like 9,000 a second, 4,500 a tick. I mean, it's just, Ant-Man's so good. So anyway, we won this war. Not only that, we got a donut. So now we are, not our alliance, sorry, my battle group got a donut. So now we are Masters number 2. And that is just insane. And for this final war, well, not final war, what am I talking about? I need to go to bed. For war number 6, we are matched against TCN. And TCN is number 1 currently. So we have not gotten our battle plan yet for that, but we've already matched. So I imagine the battle plan will be coming out tonight. And then tomorrow we will be tackling that map. And hopefully beating TCN, which would put us at the top. I would never have thought I'd be saying something like that. But then again, once you're at the top, there's only one direction you can go. So there's a lot of pressure to keep on winning. But anyway, it's been a great season so far. Much better than our last season. I think we've had some really good planning. We've had some good playing. And I think we've also had some luck with our matchups. So this, I mean, Old Driver, you know, I've been beaten by Old Driver before, so I should never, you know, say anything negative about them or call them an easy matchup. But TCN is going to really challenge us. I mean, this last war, we had 3 deaths total as an alliance. This coming war with TCN, 3 deaths, you could still lose. So I mean, there's going to be just, you know, a lot of pressure. And they're a big alliance. We've already looked at their map, and I mean, they've got at least 1 rank 4 defender in each battle group. So, but again, you know, I don't think, I mean, rank 4 defenders, yeah, more attack, more health. But I don't think they're insurmountable. I think we can do it. We're just going to have to buckle down and try really hard. So anyway, Thank you so much for sticking around, and I will catch you in the next one.